I am Valerie Lockhart. I'm the executive director here at the Albert Lea-Freeborn County Chamber. We This is our chamber lead webinar. We do these monthly to kind of do different educational topics or things that are of interest. And this month we're talking about the work that our worksite wellness committee has been doing. Um, they have started initiatives at their own businesses and they get together monthly to kind of talk about those things and share best practices, talk about the things that they're implementing, the benefits to their employees, and how things are going. So I thought it would be cool for us to bring a few of them together today to talk about what they've been up to and what they've accomplished, and for them to share with a larger group kind of what is available out there for wellness initiatives and what resources there are in the community that they can tap into. So I will turn things over. I'm going to have everybody that is speaking today kind of introduce yourself, what company you're with, and maybe how long you've been working on the Worksite Wellness Initiative. So I'll kick it over to Robin since you are
Okay. I'm
the
Robin Joel. I'm with Freeborn Mauer Electric Cooperative. Sorry, my picture's not up. My laptop's not cooperating with the camera, so otherwise I'd be up there. I've been with Freeborn Mauer since 2012, and they had a wellness program when I started. They've gone back quite a few years, but when they first really kicked off the wellness program was when they started a wellness committee at work. And that was in 2009 when Albert Lee was chosen to be the Blue Zones pilot project. So that's
nice.
when we really dove into the to wellness at our work site.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Jessica?
I'm Jessica Thompson. I'm with Arcadian Bank. I'm located in Albert Lee. We have locations in Albert Lee, Heartland, and Freeborn. I'm the marketing director. I've been with the bank for 14 years. When I started, we didn't really have any sort of wellness group or program or anything like that. We were Blue Zones designated in October of 2022, and then we have also had a culture committee since about 2017. So I help lead our culture committee, and that is a focus of everything employee based. So there's a lot of things that kind of overlap with wellness into the culture committee and being Blue Zones designated.
Awesome. All right, and Kaylee.
I'm Kaylee Grissom. I've been with the school district for about 7 years. I've been in charge of the wellness for 4 years now. I am the controller for the school district, so I kind of wear a lot of different hats with it. Um, we try to do like semi-monthly wellness activities as well as anything that we can bring in for like a full staff event. Like we do a benefits fair to kind of like really trigger the extra things beyond just the regular benefits. And then we do an annual flu shot clinic and just stuff like that.
Okay. Um, for each of you, if you can kind of tell me a little bit, like what does worksite wellness actually mean within your organization? So you've named a couple of the things that you've tried, but like is it a culture? Is it like what is worksite wellness to you and your team?
We really try to strive to make sure that staff are being active and that staff are utilizing the resources to be healthy. We have a lot of great opportunities here at Albert Lee Schools within our benefits, within our benefit package, and we really try to make sure that care is not a concern for people and trying to have as much reach as possible. Try to keep things fun and not just steering being active, but also like the mental health side of things. I think that especially being in a school district, you have a lot of strain of just different events in the world, different things with students and things like that. So I try to make sure that we are doing a wide variety of things. And then also because the flu shot clinic is just a huge thing for us of making sure that people feel comfortable with, I mean, when we go into that big, the big season,
Yeah.
that people feel good about that, but then also just trying to just overall, that overall wellness is a huge thing here. And we try to just avoid like that, even like the stuff that we offer within the buildings of making sure that we're being thoughtful of like not having like those really sugary things and stuff like that for staff available and
Okay.
try to avoid that in front of the students and stuff as well, just to try to
Setting some
lead by
good
example. Yeah.
examples.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
How about you, Jessica? Is there anything else that you would say is worksite wellness for you guys specifically?
So I would say for us, it worksite wellness more so falls under our culture. Our culture here is extremely important to us. That is kind of our main purpose of everything that we do here. So making sure that, taking care of our employees and making sure that they feel connected with their coworkers and between multiple locations, and kind of integrating those branches into that too. And then so for us, worksite wellness falls under culture, so that if our employees are happy, if they're healthy, they are higher performers. So that's kind of how it falls under the umbrella for us.
Robin, anything else to add to that? Anything different at Freeborn Mauer that you guys consider a part of the worksite wellness
For us, when
ethos?
we first started out, it was wellness was exercise and eating healthy. And it's evolved over the years. It includes like physical and emotional wellness, financial wellness. So we try to offer our employees, several different options. We've got an EAP for our employees. And then we just, like you said, healthier, happier employees are more productive, miss less work, and then they can bring some of those initiatives home to their families also and share with their families.
I love that. For those of you who have like distributed people, are there maybe remote workers? How hard is it to get these initiatives and things engaged with people who maybe not aren't in the office all the time together or in different locations? Like, how do you can you talk a little bit about how you bring everybody together if they're not physically in the same space?
It's been a challenge for us, especially because we have our outside crew, our linemen. They're not in the office. They're in the office in the morning and then a little bit in the afternoon when they come back. So we try and offer challenges that all employees can do, whether they're outside or in the office. We offer some activities that are sometimes outside of the work time, so employees can get together and socialize. So it's always a challenge to find things that include the inside guys or inside ladies and the outside guys. So
Yep. Yep.
And we do something similar because, like, I have my staff is spread out over 10 different counties and we have a hybrid schedule. So we're kind of all over. We do a lot of wellness challenges. So, like, 4 times a year, we'll do various wellness challenges. And then on top of that, 3 times a year, we get together our entire staff in one location and do like a staff training, but also make it fun. We do kind of like the morning is educational, the afternoon is like building those relationships with our colleagues that do the same things as we do, just in a different site. And that seems to be go over really well with our teams and our staff.
Jessica, what about the different branches? Like, how do they connect?
Yep, so I agree with both of you. It takes work to kind of think of ways that you can get them involved. So whether that is like a bingo challenge where people can do it during their workday, but whenever it works for them, maybe it's something that they take home and can do outside of work. And then we have different things too, like potlucks. Well, obviously we know that, not everybody can make it to a potluck in the same place, but being intentional about saying, okay, we're having this potluck. Hey, we're going to bring you guys some pizza, or we're having this potluck here and just just communicating with them and saying, what are you guys going to do? Maybe that's just ordering from TB3s in Freeborn. And that's okay, but just making sure that they are still participating in a way that works for them.
Okay. Kaylee, how about you? Is it across the district? Like, I'm sure that's a lot of coordination. Is there anything else, any other tips or tricks that you found work?
I really heavily rely on like all staff emails and things like that to kind of get the
Okay.
word out and to try to spread those type of things. I feel like throughout my time at the district, I've done quite a few positions, so people have gotten to know me really well.
Yeah.
And I think it's just something that it's trying to just keep that relationship going to know that I try to the activities that I do, I not only try to have them something that you can do like during the day, but also like it's real life. Like
Yeah.
it's not just during your workday. I want it to be overall that you're hopefully doing things that improve your health even outside of work.
Yeah. Yeah. I love a couple of you brought up like financial wellness and mental health, getting the families involved. I think it's really important that it's not, even though it's a work site wellness, right? It's still cohesive and it's bigger than just your employees. So I think that's really cool. Um, What are some of the, and we'll talk about specifics. I know some of you have photos to show and stuff, but what are some of the best resources that you all have been able to tap into that has helped you kind of implement these initiatives and bring them to your employees?
I think one of the biggest resources is our the Chamber Worksite Wellness Committee, because like we're talking here, we all bounce like ideas off each other. We get ideas from each other. Like Jessica had mentioned, a bingo game. We took their idea for a bingo game and made it our own to work for our employees. So I think that's a great resource. And then just checking the chamber website under the Worksite Wellness. If you're not a Worksite Wellness committee member, you can always look at the website and see what other businesses are doing.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing that I've done is I actually kind of established one person in each of my offices because we are spread out to kind of be like that leader, that liaison, like the person that really likes to do like the employee engagement pieces. And that seems to be working really well. Like last Monday, we did Employee Appreciation Day, and I assigned basically each person from each office to bring in pie for everybody as like our appreciation for that day. And that worked out really well because obviously I can't be in 5 places at once.
Yeah.
So if I can, kind of pick those people, and a lot of times they love it. Like they're like, I want to be the person that goes to Perkins and picks out that pie that I
Who
want. And
doesn't want to
so,
be the deliverer of pie? I mean,
right?
that
Or like the
sounds
good
fun.
news things or organize the potlucks. And like I just think sometimes like as leaders or especially as this, we always are like we want to like hold on to it, but it's really just getting others involved that are really interested in that kind of initiatives.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We have also utilized the SHIP grant a lot.
Yeah,
So
let's talk about that a little bit because that's very important.
yep. So that was something that we have found out through Worksite Wellness. Lana works with public health and she's really great to work with. She comes to, she is part of Worksite Wellness committee as well. So sometimes you'll get to catch her and bounce ideas off of her. She's also super receptive to setting up and working with your organization individually. So we're some big idea people here. So she was good about coming and meeting with us and us saying, hey, here's our vision. Here's what we would like to do. How could the SHIP grant help us do that? So we have over the years utilized SHIP grant in many different ways. We have remodeled our locations a few times. So just doing some basic upgrades as to when we remodeled the break room, we got new plates and we got new silverware because we installed a dishwasher. Not that the SHIP grant covers everything, but
Helps
if
helps
there's
offset
if
some
there's
costs.
little things that it can help with, Lana is a great resource for helping figure out where that money it can be used.
Nice. Nice.
As for like activities and things like that, I also really like finding things on Pinterest. I know that
Yeah.
it's very much something that you can really trickle down things of like a certain topic that you want to deal with. Like I try to keep things kind of consistent with like the time of the year and stuff like that. So it's also nice that you can find resources and just ideas to kind of just build off of. It was just a quick internet search. So
Yeah, no, I love that. So you kind of find your theme and stuff on Pinterest and then adapt it for
yeah.
what you need. Okay, I love that idea. Um, so with that, let's get into the specifics of what you all have done with the information that you've gotten from the committees and from through ship grants and things like that. Like you've pulled all these resources together, and I just want you to kind of talk about. And I'll start with you, Kaylee. We'll pick on you a little bit because you don't have photos, but what kind of initiatives have you been able to accomplish through the worksite wellness work that you've been doing?
So like I had mentioned earlier, every September we do a flu shot clinic. So that's a big one that kind of kicks off the year. When people come back from summer break, I try to just kind of engage people of like share something that you had over your summer break. Just like kind of that connection piece of, and I make it a Google Doc that anybody can access within the district. And
Nice.
I always like to try to keep that of like, okay, so let's talk. Let's talk about what you just had. You were away from people. You just life happens.
Yep.
And then like I try to do it usually every November, then I really hit hard with like kind of like a be kind challenge. So kind of something that you can do out in the community as well as with your coworkers, your family. Just really try to keep that mental health up of the time of the year that can be hard for people.
Yeah.
And then, of course, like in the beginning of the year, I always try to do like some sort of um, like a walking type thing. Like we used to, this year was that first year that we didn't have the annual walking challenge with the co-op, but I still held one here. People really like that one, so I was like, well, let's make it just a building thing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just
Yep.
compete against each other. And then going into spring, I always try to do something where it's like a get outside, get the seasonal grumpies away. Like try
Yes.
to try to do something that's good for your for
Especially when it's like daylight savings
yeah.
BS and everybody is like dragging today.
So
Yes.
I try to do things like that, and then like I'll try to just anytime I can throw just like even like a smaller one in, I will. Usually I try to do them over a couple of weeks just to give people time. A lot of the times it's going to be like a challenge board, like a bingo board, a Google Doc. So I had one that people really liked was like a get to know you challenge. And it was I had like 30 questions on there, and you needed to talk to coworkers of like who was born in a different country, like stuff like that,
Nice.
and finding somebody. So then also it's even a good thing that I got to know people too by reading the responses of like who they were.
Right. I love that.
Um, and then again, like trying to finish out the year of like with a quick small one as well, just because I know end of the year gets super hectic for the teachers, the other staff. Try to do like a summer preparation for summer, like just again talk. You're not going to see these people for a couple months likely, so let's kind of get the idea of like what you can do or what's going on, like if there's anything in the community that people are going to be involved in, stuff like that.
Nice. All right. Robin, I'm going to push it over to you so you can talk about some of the initiatives that you have been involved in, and I will pull up your slide here while you're talking.
Okay. Um, I know with the SHIP grant, one of the first things that we installed is our healthy snack market. And we got a SHIP grant to get the supplies for it and the starting inventory. So it cost our co-op $0 to start. And then we price the items pretty much at cost to keep it less expensive for our employees, and it's self-sustaining, so the co-op has never had to put any money into this wellness initiative, and it goes over really well. You'll see I took a picture of it when it was fully stocked.
That
There's
looks
sometimes if
delicious.
I don't get to stocking it, it gets really low and people are like, when are we gonna get some chocolate or bananas back? But we're lucky to have a refrigerator here with a freezer. So we've also got refrigerated items, we've got beverages, frozen items. Usually we have some healthy frozen meals in our freezer. So employees can grab something, for breakfast, for a quick snack. It prevents them from having to run out on their break to a convenience store or fast food restaurant. So it makes the healthy choice the easy choice for them. And then
Nice.
one of the good things that we did with that is we created an IOU slip because people don't always have cash on them. So they can just fill out a little slip, put it in our money box, and then pay it as they go.
Nice.
Another thing that we got with a SHIP grant was our mother's room, which is actually it's required in the state of Minnesota for work sites to have. When we built our new building, we were lucky we got to add the water and we had a little bit bigger room. But any business can start something like this. It's really easy. In our old building, we had an old cloak closet. And as long as the door had a lock on it and it was private, with a nice relaxing chair, some supplies in there for a nursing mom, it's really easy to do. You don't have to have a lot of money or put a lot of your budget into a nursing mother's room. And this room also doubles as a quiet room when we don't have any nursing moms. So employees can, if they're, feeling like they have a headache or they're tired, they can go in there on their break and just kind of relax a little bit, make a personal call if they need to. And it's been really productive for us. It keeps employees from maybe going home sick.
Yeah.
They can just go in the quiet room, take a little bit of time and maybe feel better coming out. So our employees are more productive. And then we also have a fitness room, which again, with our new building, we were lucky. We got to build a big designated room for that. SHIP grants will cover treadmills now. When we first started our fitness room at our old building, we just used a little room that wasn't being utilized for anything else. Started out with some balance balls, some yoga mats, some weights, and some resistance bands. Just something really simple for your employees to get away, get a little movement or activity. So those are some of the things that we've done with the SHIP grants.
Yeah, very nice. All right. So, Jessica, let's talk a little bit about what Arcadian has been able to do, and I will find your slides. Hold on one second.
So Robin was kind of our hero in helping us get designated for being a Blue Zone Worksite Wellness. So again, that's another plug I want to give is that, when we were going through it, Worksite Wellness has people that are willing to help out. So Robin was super helpful in helping us get all of our paperwork completed. And then we were able to model some of the things that she's initiated and got up and running at Freeborn Mauer too. So as we've expanded and had areas of opportunity, our leadership has also approved us to use some different areas for worksite wellness related things, and we've used SHIP grant too. So like this picture is an empty office that we have a massage chair in, and then we got that brown recliner from Brick Furniture using SHIP grant, and that bookcase. So we have a lot of people that will go back and sit in the recliner or the massage chair during their lunchtime and read books. And just kind of take some of that time, or kind of how Robin mentioned, if somebody just needs some quiet time, there's a sign on the door that they can just close the door and take a few minutes. That was probably our newest one. We also have a fitness room. So we were able to get in on the SHIP grant with our treadmill purchase. So that is the latest purchase of the SHIP grant. We really tried to get them to buy that smart TV on the wall, but we couldn't quite swing
Not
that.
quite.
But again, our leadership is super supportive. So we got the treadmill first. They saw that people were using the treadmill, and then it was an easy sell to go to Walmart and spend $250 on a smart TV for the wall. So people will sometimes even go in there and watch webinars or worksite trainings and walk on the treadmill, or they will just kind of take their break time. They can stream from their phone right to the TV as well. So if they want to do like some floor exercises or stretching or yoga, anything like that, that is been great addition to that room. So, we have the SHIP grant that helps facilitate some things, but then, our leadership is supportive of expanding on that to make it be the best that it can be. We also created a mother's room in one of our remodels. We were fortunate enough to be able to find a small spot. It's in a very unusual spot. It's in about the center of our building. You have to walk through a storage room to get to it. So it's pretty remote, pretty quiet in there, but really the highlight for that was having the water access. And this is a space where we could for sure have that sink for washing pump parts and everything like that. And then we were able to use the SHIP grant to buy a lot of the things that are in there, the little fridge, the chair, the microwave. So if they need to heat up food while they're sitting in there. And then we will, a lot of times when we have a nursing mother, stock that with like little Gatorades or some snacks and stuff in there that are easy for her to grab as she is sitting in there as well. So that we actually had our room certified through the state as well. So we have a little sticker on the door that says that it has been certified by the state as a breastfeeding room, and can be used as a quiet room too when we don't have any nursing moms that need to use it. But a lot of these things too are things that we use when we are recruiting talent. It's great to be able to walk around a potential candidate through your locations and show them that we have these sort of amenities. And they're a huge tool for recruiting, and then just keeping your employees that you have happy that they have a nice place to go sit in, and it just kind of helps with retention then as well. And this is we call Blue Zones vending, kind of similar to Robin's. We have stacked up some things in one of our fridges, and then we have some things on the shelf on the counter as well. And we're super fortunate too. We're a bank, so we have the same IOU program, and then you just write it on there and they'll just take it right out of your checking account. So that is worked out really, really well too. Sometimes people get caught up in their work and all of a sudden they need to meet a customer in the next 10 minutes and they don't have time to go get lunch, but they really maybe need something to perform the best that they can in that next meeting. They can come in here and have access to something that has protein and is healthy, but can get them through their day, being the best that they can be. So that is some of the things that we've done. And then I think with a lot of the other activities that we do, we do some of the regular like bingo challenges and March Madness things. We just did Office Olympics for the Olympic Games going on. So we try to kind of do a combination of current event things and things that just kind of build connection. But then I think for us, the big thing is we offer these things, but there's not an expectation that everyone needs to participate.
So it's
and
not mandatory.
Right. And we really try to communicate that out to the staff as well. So like, hey, if you're participating in every single one of these things, that's great. And we're glad that you want to participate, but like, don't expect that everyone else needs to do that, because maybe they really hate cooking and they don't want to bring something to a potluck, but they will gladly participate in office Olympics, or they'll
Yeah.
gladly participate in a bingo and are able to do that when that works out easily for them. So just kind of trying to keep everyone mindful and respectful of, not everybody needs to participate in everything, but we just want to be intentional about offering a variety of things so that the opportunity is to participate in something that fits well with everyone.
Yeah, whatever resonates with them. If there were one thing, and this is open to anybody, if there were one thing that any employer in Freeborn County could implement next month, what do you think it would be? Like, what's the easiest, like, quickest win worksite wellness initiative that you could think they could just start up and do tomorrow if they needed to?
Probably a walking challenge or a steps challenge. Something simple, or a bingo card with just like self-care items on it. Just keeping in mind, drinking water, eating so many vegetables, trying a new healthy dish, volunteering in the community. Just a bingo sheet with different things like that would be really simple. And you don't have to put a lot of money. The big thing is you don't have to put a lot of money into a wellness program. If you've got a budget, it's great. We're lucky at Freeborn Mauer that we do have a budget for prizes and for activities. But if you don't, it can be really simple. I mean, you can just make it a walking challenge or like a group walking Mawai on breaks or lunches.
Or take advantage of the one that's happening at the Y.
Yes.
Any other quick implementation ideas, or maybe another question I had was there something that was super low cost that had really high impact for your employees? Like maybe it's something that you just tried and like didn't know how well it was going to go, but it had really good pickup or people really enjoyed it.
I
Well,
think at
this
Freeborn
is,
Mauer,
go ahead, Robin.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Kathy. What were you saying?
Well, I was just going to say one quick thing I think that people could do is the next time you're going to bring in donuts or something sugary, either balance it out like with some fruit or a veggie tray, or next time you order lunch, just try to think, okay, can we make it healthier? Because I think we get in that rut of you have to bring donuts or you have to bring cookies, but maybe just try to balance it out or shoot for something healthy.
Yeah.
I think with the district, we try to be just because of having kids around and things like that, we're very much allergy aware.
Yeah.
So it's a little easier to avoid the sugary things or the things that are going to be like nuts, and it kind of limits you a little bit, but it also, I think, makes you get a little more creative of what's acceptable to bring. Um,
Yeah.
I think an easy thing to do is just, even if you don't have someone who has the time to create things or the time to kind of send things out, just even sending out like tips. So like reminding people to drink water. Like you don't even have to make a challenge about it, but just, reminding people of different healthy choices they could make, or reminding them of there's things in your benefits program or package that is available to them that they can utilize for themselves. And then that would be an easy way for that. Somebody doesn't have to, spend the time, because it is something that does take time and effort to put into. And I think, as we've mentioned, Worksite Wellness is a really great group for coming together to try to alleviate some of that and share resources and ideas and things like that. But in the end, it still does always take time to organize things. And I totally understand that there's a lot of small businesses that just aren't able to do that. So Worksite Wellness is a great resource for having access to some of that kind of stuff.
So another question that I had, is there something that has come up that you wish you would have done sooner? So most of you have been doing this for a while now. You've kind of, tested some things. Is there anything that comes to mind that is like words of advice that you wish you could give yourself when you first started?
I think one nice thing is that at Freeborn Mauer, we have a wellness committee.
Okay.
So we try and get like a person from at least one person from every department to have a representation of all the areas and to kind of lean on them and, help have other employees help with that. We
So
do
not
fresh
taking
fruit
it
once a
all
month.
on your
Yes.
own.
Yeah, because then it can be way overwhelming. But we do fresh fruit once a month, and the co-op pays for it, but the wellness committee members take turns bringing it.
Okay.
And it's pretty much up to the person what they want to bring. We've had fruit and yogurt parfaits, we've had fruit kebabs, just like a fresh fruit buffet. So just leaning on other people in your organization too helps a lot to have a committee of people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think something is really trying to expand to make sure that it's hitting all types of people because you're not gonna like what was mentioned before, some people aren't gonna want to do certain things. So like
Yeah.
if you can really make sure that it's something that it might be completely out of the realm of what you like, but you have to keep in mind that when you have so many employees that everybody's different. And if you can I really like when I see something that is just a little different than in the past, and all of a sudden then you see a bunch of different names that have never participated before pop on,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so that's nice. And like I really have really honed in on with our wellness prizes, so every activity that I do I will draw random people that have participated, and I just use a random number generator for like what I do. And I've really figured out the things that are super helpful because all the things that I have on like my wellness shelf in my office are going to be things that are related to wellness. Like I even have thermometers, like breast milk bags, stuff like that. So
Okay.
little lunch bags, just anything that people will use. And I try to make sure I'm keeping in mind some of the guys in the district and things. So like they don't come in here and they just see a bunch of like a bath bomb.
You
So
never know. They might want to smell glittery rainbow too,
they might
but
like their sudsies. But I really try to, that's something that I've really over the years have really tried to make sure that I'm expanding to include every sort of person.
Yeah, that's awesome. Any
We'll
other?
do gift
Oh,
cards for our prizes a lot of times. And it used to, when we first started doing it, we would just go out and buy gift cards from random places. And when COVID hit, we wanted to do something to help other local businesses as well. So I started letting employees choose where they wanted their gift card from. So if
nice.
they want a gift card from, if one of the guys wanted a gift card from Baumgars, or one of the ladies wanted one from, Homestead Boutique or Daisy Blue, or a restaurant. So then that way, I give them the choice. They get the prize that they want. And then it also helps local businesses too. It promotes our local shopping.
I love that. That is always appreciated. Um, what would be, this is my last question, and then we can open it up to just discussion, but what's a word of advice that you would have for an organization who may be contemplating starting?
Don't make it too complicated. It really don't overthink it. It when you really hone in on stuff, you can really realize that a good chunk of what you might just in general your daily life can be considered wellness.
Yeah.
So you just have to kind of just don't overthink it, and as you get comfortable and you kind of get the into the groove, you'll things will keep popping up, and then when you're opening those conversations again, people are gonna have thoughts and just listen to people and then build off of that.
Yeah, I love that.
I think
I
that's a
would
great idea.
completely agree with
Start
that.
small.
Keep it
Start
simple.
small.
And also remember, like, nothing's going to be perfect. You're never going to please everybody. So don't think that that's the thing. But then also remember, like they're just supposed to be fun challenges. So also don't make it seem like it's supposed to be like this big thing or like you're trying to catch somebody doing something wrong or something
Right,
bad or you're making it too stressful or too much work on the employee too.
right. Jessica, any thoughts on words of
Join Worksite
advice?
Wellness. Like I've said a couple of times, I guess. I think that is a group where you can you know, come to a meeting and then you can easily leave with 2-3 months worth of ideas or things that, you know, you can borrow from other work sites that are involved in the group to just go back and implement on your own. So, or, you know, take those ideas and I think, you know, Worksite Wellness is a place where people are willing to help other people too. So like I mentioned, when we were getting blue zones designated, that was something that I remember had come to us a long time ago when I very first started, but the paperwork was too much. And we started and we decided it wasn't something that we could spend our time on. And so it wasn't until years later, it kind of resurfaced again. And then Robin came up and she was super helpful and kind of pushed us through it. And that was great. So I would say leaning on others too, inside or outside of your organization, to help you.
Yeah, Robin, do you want to talk a little bit about what the committee does for helping organizations and companies getting, and maybe Kathy, you can weigh in on this too since you're here, but getting the Blue Zone certified as an organization. I know it's a little bit in the revamp stage right now, but it will be something that
So
we're doing again.
I am happy to report, Jessica, that it's no longer all that paperwork. I have the Google sheet, and for those listening or watching, so Blue Zones has a process to be approved as a healthy work site, and we have more than 20 of these approved work sites in the Albert Lea community. And so most of these practices or policies are already in place. It's just a matter of documenting it. So it's everything like providing healthy food at meetings and celebrating employee milestones, tobacco-free campus. So they're, pretty down to earth items like that. And businesses seek to get certified or approved for a number of reasons. And you all have talked a lot about that: retention, recruitment, happier employees are more productive employees. One thing we haven't talked about is that usually if your workforce is pretty healthy, you have lower health insurance costs. So if you can help people avoid developing diabetes or heart disease, that's going to help your bottom line too.
Yeah, good point. All right. That was all I had questions for. So any other questions or topics that have come up, and what are you working on currently? What is your next initiative going to be?
Well, I can talk about a recent initiative that an employer did. They did a Walking Moai, and again, they have more than one site, so a bit of challenge to get everybody to participate. But they had 18 employees participate over roughly 10 weeks. And this was it was from middle September to late November. So not always a great time to be outside walking.
Yeah.
And this is a facility that actually has a walking path through one of their plants. So people are able to walk during the workday, even when it's cold and icy out. But those 18 people racked up more than 17,000 active minutes together. And so that comes out to more than 900 minutes or 15 hours per participant. So that's pretty impressive. Yeah. The data set was pretty small. So it's just, statistically, it's hard to tease out any firm results. And they were overall already a very active and social and healthy group. So there wasn't really any change in their number of active minutes. Most of them are active 31 to 60 minutes a day. There wasn't really any change in their health rating. Most of them said they were already in good to excellent health. But 40% reported less frequency in feeling worried, tense, or anxious. 25% reported socializing more. And what I thought was pretty exciting is 62% reported making a friend or getting a work friend to join their working group. And that might sound kind of silly about having a friend at work, but there was a pretty famous Gallup survey of 15 million employees. that found that workers who report having a best friend at work are significantly more engaged and productive. And that's been backed up by academic studies that show if you have a good friend at work, you are going to be absent less often. You're going to be present more, if you know what I mean by that,
Yep.
and just more committed overall to your organization. So I think, and you think about it, we spend most of our waking hours at work.
Yeah.
And so if whatever you can do to make sure people are happier at work, I think it's going to pay off in so many ways.
Yeah.
And I love going to the Worksite Wellness Committee, even though it's right at 8 o'clock in the morning. Which Wednesday of the month is it? The second? Third Wednesday.
Yep.
But you come away so motivated by all the ideas. And I just always feel proud of what our employers are doing for their employees.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's thank you for bringing the statistics from that, because that's really cool to know that it's good to know what the impacts are. That brings up one question that I didn't have for you guys, but I do now. How do you get feedback from your employees about how things are going or the impacts that they're having through these initiatives? Do you guys like do surveys, or is it just kind of a like if they can come and talk to you about it? How are you getting that feedback?
I really do a lot, like overall with things. I do Google survey, like Google Forms,
Okay.
and it'll just be you can do it anonymous or you can put your email in. It doesn't matter to me. So that's something that has been done, and I like being able to have people of just that honest feedback on things. And then
Yeah.
every time somebody comes into my office that's like a winner or whatever, like I always try to spark up that conversation of like, how did it go? Like just try to see like what they thought of it and kind of read the read the response, even if it doesn't come as like a negative thing. But I try to just kind of get the idea of like even like with how many people participate. So
Yeah, you start to see patterns of
yep,
like, oh, people are really liking this one or not liking this one so much.
yep.
Okay. Okay. Any other methods of collection of data?
We usually do an annual survey
Okay.
of our overall wellness program. And then, like Kaylee said, we try and get feedback from employees after an activity or a challenge. We can kind of gauge some of the activities that we do. If we've got 61 employees here. So if we get at least 20 employees to participate in an activity, that's a huge win. And then we'll just keep repeating that one in different ways throughout the year. And
Okay.
then just asking them, what they want to see in activities, challenges, different things. Because like we do one thing we do it started for the outside guys, but we have a lot of inside ladies too that fish and hunt. We'll do in the winter, and then in the summer we'll do a fishing contest. So they'll send us pictures of the fish that they've caught throughout the year.
Nice.
We'll print them out and post them on my office wall so people can see them as they walk by and, kind of make comments, go, oh, wow, look at that little fish, or wow, that's a big one. And it's very competitive.
Yeah.
So I'm just finding different things like that. And, having the employees' feedback is huge.
Awesome. I love that. So they get to show off a little bit.
Competitiveness is something that always, you can, as soon as you're doing something, you can tell if people are into it or not. That's pretty apparent right away. Our staff is extremely competitive. So, I rely on my culture committee people to make kind of help decide how we're going to run different challenges or what sort of Olympic event games we're going to do, what the rules are, how we're going to set it up, and kind of all of that, and just kind of lean on different groups of people, and then you get different ideas all the time.
Yeah, different perspective and different thoughts. That's awesome. Well, thank you all so much for this conversation. It's been super enlightening and helpful to know what's happening in our businesses and how we can help make things just better for our employees and everybody around us. So I really appreciate taking the time today. Kathy, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, if you don't mind, and if you would just talk a little bit
Bring it on. Sure.
about the blue zones, and like if you can give people kind of an idea of um, why this year is important in the blue zone story.
Sure. So this is the 10th year, 10th anniversary of Albert Lea being certified as the first ever Blue Zones community in the United States. And so for those who don't know me, I am the Blue Zones project lead. I've been in this role for 4 years, and that's how long I've been going to Worksite Wellness committee meetings. And so we have a lot of fun stuff planned for our 10th anniversary. Right now, we have an indoor walking moai at the YMCA Monday through Friday over the lunch hour from noon to 1. So you don't have to worry about walking outside in the mud or on, slippery sidewalks or anything, and it's free of charge. And then April 25th, I'm going to make sure this is the right date. Yes, it's April 18th, excuse me, April 18th, week before prom in Albert Lea. April 18th is going to be our community-wide walking moai kickoff. And that's going to start at 10 in the morning at the Marion Ross Theater. We're going to kick it off with some speakers, and then we're going to take to the sidewalk, the Blue Zones walkway. And on our way back, we're going to stop at First Lutheran Church and have lunch.
Nice.
Plant-based lunch, yummy lunch provided by the 112. And so again, open to everybody, free of charge.
Very cool. Thank you. Thank you again. If anybody has questions, feel free to reach out to the chamber and we can put you in touch with the committee or anyone else involved. Lana from the SHIP coordinator, we can connect you with any of the resources that you've heard talked about today. So thank you again and have a good rest of your day.
Right.
Thank
Thank you, Val.
Yeah.
Thanks.